Welcome to Clang Turismo. If you're new, this video will help you to orient to the championship structure of our various racing series and help you get started racing. My name is Raz, and I'm the steward responsible for CT2, our Junior Open Wheel Racing League. So, you've just joined Clang Turismo. Where do you start? Well, as a new driver, there is nothing stopping you from diving into the deep end and jumping straight to our Senior Open Wheel Racing Series CT1. However, this series is highly competitive, and the cars can be a lot to handle right off the bat. To facilitate the ability for newcomers to learn how to drive a high-performance race car, we have two racing series that are aimed towards newer players, Gorsh Super Cup and CT2. Let's start with Gorsh Super Cup. GSC is a closed-wheel spec car racing series that is designed to be the easiest to get into and start racing. You do not need to join a team to race in the championship. You can just spawn a car and go. These cars cannot be modified, aside from tweaking suspension setups to better suit you. While these cars handle very differently to lighter open-wheel cars, Gorsh is by far the most accessible to newer players. Gorsh does not allow refueling or tire changes during races. You just hop in and drive. CT2 is a step up. Unlike with Gorsh, CT2 is not a spec car racing series. That is to say, you are able to build your own car as long as it follows the CT2 regulations. Additionally, in order to compete in the championship, you must be signed with a registered team. Now, you can compete as a guest without signing with a team, but you will not be eligible to score points in the championship. CT2 cars are faster, turn tighter, and are more unstable than Gorsh cars. Like Gorsh cars, they don't need to refuel during races, but unlike Gorsh cars, tire changes are allowed, so tire strategy during a race will be a consideration. For drivers serious on making it to CT1, CT2 is the proving grounds with which to hone your skills while you work to gain the attention of the teams in CT1 and try to get signed to drive there. You can, if inclined, create your own team for CT2. However, that makes you responsible for keeping your team afloat financially and doing the work necessary to allow your team to develop existing cars and build new ones. Financial security for CT2 teams is generally easier to accomplish than with CT1 teams, which are fighting constantly to make enough money to fund the next season of racing. However, founding and running a CT2 team is not as simple as writing your team name down on the CT2 spreadsheet. You will have responsibilities to attend to in order to keep your team going. It is generally easier in the long run to build up a cash stack by driving for existing teams before founding your own. But nothing is stopping you from jumping right in if that's what you want. CT1 is the pinnacle of our racing series. The cars are faster, heavier, and significantly more advanced, with widespread usage of custom scripting to enable the cars to gain every competitive advantage possible. Even the most talented drivers and engineers will spend most of their first season learning, so they can put that knowledge to good use and make a run for the title next time. It is very uncommon to see a new team or driver become immediately competitive at the top level, although there are always exceptions. The competition is fierce and unforgiving in CT1. CT1 races are run in survival, and so must refuel during races as well as manage their tire strategy. With the car's higher speed comes increased demand for driver skill. Both Gorsh and CT2 race on the same day, on Saturdays at 1 p.m. EST. Gorsh races first, followed by CT2. Both series follows the same schedule: 20 minutes of free practice, 15 minutes of qualifying, then a roughly 20-minute long race, with a 20-minute break between races. CT1 races on Sunday at 1 p.m. EST with 45 minutes of free practice, 15 minutes of qualifying, and a roughly 30-minute long race. So, how do you get started? To get a test drive in a Gorsh or CT2 car, you can contact Spiral, Ariel, or myself to set up a test drive. Then, you can register to race for Gore Super Cup at any time, as with CT2, although as stated, racing as a guest does not grant you points in the championship, but there is nothing stopping you from showing up to a race the day of and taking part. To compete in CT2, there are plenty of teams on the grid looking for new drivers, or you can found your own team and compete under your own banner. We're always looking to add more racing series to the calendar, so keep your eyes peeled for anything that catches your interest. That about wraps up this introduction. I hope you have a wonderful time in Clang Turismo, and we're so happy to have you. See you out on track.